Hello everybody, this is Devil May Cry 5, DMC 5. We've already done a first impression video on the channel, but I thought it would be fun because I'm trying to fix a few issues on the YouTube channel with uploading and quality issues and audio issues. So hopefully this will help to fix that. This is actually the first video I noticed right after Kingdom Hearts 3 that there was something really wrong and weird with the quality now, because we did get a 4K TV and a new HDMI and a couple new things, so we're trying to figure out if we need to switch the HDMI or whatever.
You never had
But
this much trouble.
hopefully this will all be fixed. We're gonna keep trying this out. I've been wanting to put Devil May Cry 5 on the channel. Lately my videos have been mainly around Conan Exiles, and that is just like me, Tara, maybe Hobo when we play that, but I'm gonna try to start putting out more videos where it's just me. Not that Tara won't be in the background or whatever, but I do like having my personal one-on-one connection with everybody where it's just me and the channel. So I'm gonna start going back to Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition, because I never finished that, and I'm going to. But I got a little disappointed, demotivated, and got excited about everything else. Then we had Metro, which I really want to get back to that, so I can get to the next Metro, so I can go immediately go into Metro Exodus. And I do want to play more of the Devil May Cry series, including Devil May Cry 5.
I'm leaving. I suggest you do not fall behind.
And I have not played all the way through the end. I do not know any of the end, so please do not spoil anything.
Okay. You're an interesting guy, but you're right.
I have been collecting the dailies from this, and I have been keeping up with the updates and everything. I have, as you've already seen from the videos, I've already definitely gotten ahead of, I think, Mission 4. That's where I'm at right now. And I have not looked after that because I've been dealing with so many other things. We are going to go back to the original, since we did do X-Color, I believe. I don't really remember, but I think there was something wrong with the X-Color. I will unlock more stuff soon, but as you can see, we're on Nero, Game Mode, Human, 8:06 p.m. I already have 4. I need 1 more blue fragment to increase health. I have 92.745. I don't think I need to customize anything because I believe it lets me keep most of everything I already had. We're going to keep it as is right now because I don't really remember either. But it's Devil May Cry game, which is just in general a hack and slash game with demonic abilities, which is always great. So we're going to have fun with this, play it through the prologue, try to go through episode 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to try to get a little better at talking and everything. My throat has not been best the last couple days, but it is starting to get better. I'm not going to try to push it today, but I do want to speak more because I have not been talking as much. The Conan Exile videos are great and all, but when we get on that, it does tend to take about 2 to 3 hours of time to record that to get anywhere done. It's not a game that you can just put an hour in a day and get stuff done. Not by my playstyle anyway. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the content. I do hope that y'all are enjoying it, because otherwise that is kind of the point of me doing this, is because I'm not actually doing this for anything other interesting things other than I do enjoy recording and playing and increasing my own abilities as a entertainer or YouTuber or whichever you want to prefer it. Demonic insect. Yeah, so this helps me as much as it helps any videos that I put out, but I do like, I guess the best way of saying it would be honing my craft. I do like doing this. This is a personal hobby of mine. So the better I get at recording, uploading, and in itself as a person of talking, being entertaining, being just generally fun to watch and fun to be around, as well as being not just an entertainer as a gamer, but as a gamer in general, being more entertaining can be difficult, because a lot of times you play games and you're sitting there like, oh, like you're concentrating so hard, you're being quiet.
I trust you.
And in itself, you become a platform that is not very easy to do Let's Plays on anymore, especially like Let's Plays 1 through 20 or anything longer than like 10 Let's Plays or 5 Let's Plays are a bit difficult when you could just go on Twitch and do it, but I'm not really a Twitcher. I do have a Twitch account and I do upload from it from time to time, but I very much lack on that. I do enjoy YouTube. I feel like I've come into YouTube at the wrong time, like past that date where that stuff would be entertaining. So I don't know if watching gaming videos anymore would be interesting for most people. Hopefully it still is though, but I guess we'll see. I feel like a lot of YouTubers, especially the big name ones that don't need to do this stuff anymore, they have pretty much given up on things that do not create them tons of views and do not put things, but I believe there's a certain love to simply uploading YouTube videos in general and talking over the gameplay and having fun with it, especially when you do that with friends and everything. That's also great. But there are certain games that do not go well with recording, not quality of video, but just because it's like there are some games where you just have to grind for hours, and I can sit there and talk very well, but if I don't have the right person to talk to, or the right conversation at the time, or the right energy of what's going on, then the video can come out to be just not up to standards. Not that anyone has complained at all about any of the videos I've uploaded, it's just that for me in general, it's not on the standards that I want it to be. Like, there was something happy, I felt a certain personal happiness and joy about when I did Resident Evil 6, 7, I've already forgotten which one, but yeah, there was a personal happiness about doing it, because when I played it, I felt like I was actually doing a right amount of time, but there was also not long grinds. It was just constant talking, constant enjoying things. Who is this guy? This is, show me a name, show me a name. It's not showing a name, okay. Well, oh yeah, there's Lalilu, I'm not even sure how to pronounce that. But yeah, they're playing that right now. So they're on the Devil May Cry part. And I don't know if they have a different costume on. I can't tell if that was them wearing black. I believe Dante has another costume where he's wearing black hair. Lady, Trish. I think he's wearing his red outfit. I'm a little colorblind sometimes, so don't blame me if I can't tell the eye color. But yeah, I've noticed that sometimes when I'm just by myself and I ain't got nothing else to do, I pop on a video, record it, and usually enjoy it, where that's where I do my best commentary and talk and enjoy and have fun with everybody. This is not going to be long videos though. I don't really do like 5-hour videos when it's just by myself, but I also feel like that's also something that I can connect very well with my ability to do this, is because I'm working more and more to be better at that, and it is fun. So, see, this is in itself, like, a lot of people have to concentrate while they're doing this. They couldn't just sit there and talk while doing this. But in itself, if I can talk while doing this, it means even better for me, because I've seen people that are like, oh, it's easy. Like, no, it's not. When you do this, like, you have to actually try really hard to sit there and be talkative while still doing excellent. Because I'm already messing up more than I ever should while doing this, because it's not easy to talk and do this at the same time. That in itself is like, can be hard, especially if you start mashing up your words and not even making sense of what you're saying after a while, because you're so concentrating into the game, which is great, but like, I'm not even supposed to win this regardless right now anyway, but yeah, so like, if you didn't think you would ever be at this, or you didn't do it, that's fine. I understand how that goes. But try it sometimes. Try recording and talking non-stop while keeping excellent commentary and just being all in all what you would do. It's not easy. I think I even got hit there, so I messed up. But, yeah, YouTube has certain standards nowadays where, like, you have to constantly be talking even while playing, the game. Or it's considered, like, copyright infringement or some type of that. And there's so many people nowadays that have, like, corrupted and poisoned YouTube to the point where it's more of a business now, to the point where it's not just as fun as it used to be. And I never really cared if I made like 30,000 views or tons of subscribers. Like, I appreciate I get really excited every time I get even one new subscriber on my phone. And I try to do a little bit of everything for people that do play and do subscribe, so I hope they enjoy it. That always looks like Jeepers Creepers, by the way, to me. I'm not sure I like the new transformation, because it looks like Jeepers Creepers to me. But yeah, it's not the platform in itself is bad, it's that the platform has had to instruct so many rules. There's so many new rules onto it that have had to be implemented for other people who've like tried to take things to law and tried to get things where it couldn't be settled, because like people sit there and just like make even AMVs, like people who just create AMVs, I feel bad for them because they constantly have to create, like, all they're doing is cutting up an anime fight or whatever, and they slap on one of their songs that they like, and they try to put the clips where the song matches up with it, and it looks cool, and they're showing different animes, and they get copyrighted, and they get enough strikes to their channel and stuff, and they have to go, even when they simply put in copyright infringement, or this is put fair use, or you have no intention of making any money. Hell, nowadays, people just like, fuck it, and demonetize the whole thing, and you don't even care about the money anyway, so it's not even important, but people are still losing their channels, even though they demonetized it, because certain people just don't want you using their content, period, which is fine and all, but YouTube is not what it used to be anymore. YouTube just simply, like, yeah, you could go to Twitch and do all that, and there are other platforms that you can do that aren't as well known, and you hope that you build up an audience that you can just take with you and they'll follow you wherever you go, which is great. And some YouTubers have found success while other YouTubers have not found success. I do consider myself a YouTuber, but even with as long as I've been on YouTube, there was a long time that I only created AMVs, and then I saw how that was going, and I stopped doing it for a while, and then I went over to just recording little bits and little gameplays, like anything, like Paragon, back when it was out with friends, and just little short videos of interesting things that we did at the time. And now I try to turn it into actual Let's Plays and actual fun things, and things that not only I would enjoy, but other people would enjoy, because I do like seeing it. And I have actually started getting some more comments. I've actually been able to interact with everybody. I haven't been getting negative comments, but I actually got positive comments. Every now and then you're always going to get negative comments, because in itself, there could be a lot of toxicity to unnecessary things, and there's nothing anyone can do about that, because people are still under the influence that they can go on the internet, make a fake account or whatever, and just go spread tons of negativity and toxicity because it will make them feel better for whatever reason, or whatever that may be about. But if you ask me, there just needs to be less of that, because when you start spreading negativity and you start spreading all that bad vibes and everything, that's when you're literally poisoning a platform. And maybe they don't care because, like, they're not a YouTuber, or it's not missing any money for them, so why should we care about if it doesn't involve me or it doesn't involve them, or it just starts to become a whole lot of stuff you can do nothing about, and they nothing about, and it just ends up breaking, and people move on to the next best thing, and they'll find the next best thing, and it will last for a couple years, but then you move on, and you go on to the next best thing, and that lasts for a couple years before, if even that. YouTube was one of the good things that lasted for a long time, and still people are trying to make it great, and I am gonna keep trying, because I've come in at the wrong time as YouTube. But I don't think that I'm that entertaining that I would actually put out great videos that would get that amount of views, but I'm very happy with I get. Even like if I find a video and I made 100 views on it, I don't even care if like 50 of those views were just me checking on the video, or not 50, but whatever. But you get what I'm saying. Like, it gets a little complicated sometimes when you're sitting there and you're trying to put out content and you're trying to just do it the best you can, where you either do something because you enjoy it or you don't. It's really hard nowadays to find a job or any type of thing, and believe me, this will never be a job for me where I make money off of it to the point where it can pay bills or anything. I refuse to believe that. But crazier things have happened. I'm not hoping for that, but it would always be nice. But even then, I work where I work. I actually like working, just because I'm not the type that likes to sit around for all days. But I am a gamer since the day I was born, and it came into a time where you start a cross between, are you a YouTuber or a gamer, or can they even mix anymore? Is there any such thing as a YouTube gamer anymore? Can you just upload your content of your game while talking over it without accidentally recording a cutscene or music or anything, without getting copyrighted taken off, and then it becomes more like I was just trying to play a game and record it. And it's become such an unnecessary amount of problems and law that YouTube has gone into the point where it's more business and it's more law and it's more problems and unnecessary things, where if I'm not talking over this thing, I don't even know if I would get problems. A lot of people sit there, like the biggest ones who already know, they've stopped doing video games. I'm not going to mention any names, I'm just going to say that they've stopped doing games because their content just isn't getting looked at anymore. But they have the audience levels to not care if any of their stuff gets watched. But while that's going on, what happens to littler YouTubers? What happens to people who are spending time to watch videos just because they find the content entertaining? Even, like, you don't just go through YouTube and you look through all the different entertainers and see who's doing this. There are so many different people who do bring different content into YouTube, from opening Yu-Gi-Oh! Tin boxes to reviewing manga and comics and do things on a certain way. And it's so much fun to have a platform that you can mix all your content in and bring your own story. And if you're entertaining, then that's even better, because people find their own personal people. We're like, no, I don't really want to watch that guy. I like this guy because he has my own form of entertainment. So you want to support the things you like. That's just in human nature, to constantly want to support the things that you like and the things that you want to watch. So when you feel someone put in toxicity, or you want to defend it, and a lot of YouTubers will say, like, don't engage or don't do that, and I agree, you shouldn't engage with people who are just dropping random things. Just trying to get a cigarette. And it just becomes a point where you want to record and you want to do games and you want to do the content and you want to do extra stuff, and like when people sit there and you finally get a comment and it says, great video, good job, 5 out of 5, or content all the quality could have been a little good, or even when one of your friends says it, like, you can take that as criticism or you can take it as what it is. But 9 times out of 10, like, toxicity is different from a critical YouTube comment. When someone says that video could have been a little better, or that video could, then you take that as you yourself have to do better. Myself, there's no one who's going to be a bigger critic or a bigger judge of my own work other than me. And when I say my own work, I'm not talking about, like, the game, because I didn't make the game, I didn't make the music, I didn't cut up any of this. I just simply hit the record button and started talking. So can I say it's my own work when, not the game in sense, but like the video that I upload of when I hit the record button and when I end the recording, as I talk through, I play the game, and what the content that I did during that game of, like, fighting, stylish points, for example, for this game, and while I'm talking, and I feel like I own that. Like, that video was uploaded for everyone to enjoy, to listen to hear my thoughts, tell me whether they agree, disagree, and that's something that I consider something that I created. And the thing is, the best thing about this is, if you open up your YouTube channel where you ignore your comments, that's fine, because let people get their own chat and say hi to people. Like, for example, on Conan Exiles, I got a couple subscribers who, it meant a lot to me that I got people, like 5, 7, 8 people all at once who all subscribed, and they were laughing, we were having fun. I was watching them on the comments engage while I was playing, and I was sitting there like, wow, that's actually cool. That was like just sitting there talking, they're having fun, they're enjoying the comments, they're not even worried really about me. Whenever someone new came into the video and they were like, dude, what's the update about? And then for a while, like, I'm sitting there, I'm not reading at the time, I'm not knowing what's going on, I'm just playing a game because I'm either fighting, or I'm trying to get my health back, or I'm just trying to deal with whatever's going on, or just trying to interact with something that's going on in real life that I don't see. Although another person said, dude, he said what the update is, like a bunch of different times. He's also said he's going to put it in the description so you can read it. But here's what the update's about. He said it like a million times just so you know, so relax. And that's what I thought was really cool. I appreciate that stuff. I thought that in itself. And the video no longer became what I created or what me and Tara made as we were playing the game and we were exploring and we were doing our own version of that game as we played in different ways. Because we had the admin panel, we were able to either mess with the game where we play it our style, our way. But it became less of just what we created and more of what everybody created, because the comment section made it better. the people who were interacting made the parts where like we weren't talking for a minute because we were grinding, and then someone said something in the story and they said, I want to be named after the Wolf King or something, and that was like, it caused entertainment and interest and fun and made the video even more fun, and that's what I would want. I'm not interested in like things where like 20,000 views or something. That's not great and all that. People aim for that. I think that's all great. I think that if you can get to that, or if you're lucky enough to be discovered where that people find you entertaining, they truly find you interesting, and they want you to move in that direction because they decide that enough people decide that you are like not only worthy of that, but interesting enough to watch and take time to read your stuff, then that's all the better. But I'm also find that you can find not just like not the money part aspect of the platform, but the entertainment and fun and love aspect of the game just by having 20 or 30 people who watch your video and will comment and talk when they have time, when they're taking time off of their day to watch your video instead of watching something that they could be watching that's much more entertaining or slightly better quality or 4K quality or that. There's always going to be a YouTube audience for just you, and you have to take that time to discover that. That's why, like, a lot of people have told me in real life, why am I sticking with it? Why am I doing things like that? It's not a job to me. Like, sometimes that's the problem when I first started. I allowed it to become a job where I felt like it poisoned my gaming, where I wasn't just enjoying my game anymore, I was just destroying like the part that just loved to play a game and loved to update this character and loved to just like go in and hack and slash and have fun and enjoy this, lose myself to a more fun personality that I was in, where I would just go mad with excitement and just like enjoy hack and slash. Not where I was just losing control, but it was like after a long day of work where it's been stressful and you had to do things that you don't normally do, which is all work nowadays. It's almost slave work for me, if you ask me, because that's what it ends up being. Oh wow, she just threw him. I never knew she threw him over there. Let me see if I can go back real quick and see this. But yeah, all work nowadays can be like that, where it's just not something that you can find entertaining, because when you come home and you're tired and you're exhausted, you can choose, go to bed, choose, take a shower, relax, do your things, do whatever you think is best. But when you choose, like, I'm gonna go turn on YouTube, because you have your routines, right? You have, when I come home from work, I'm gonna play with my kids. I don't have kids, but I'm talking about other people in general. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get something to eat, take a shower, and then turn on some music videos. Because there are certain people who just watch music videos all day. There are certain people who just go on YouTube and they watch Markiplier videos all day, or they will just watch Rosario or something, make food, Rosanio, whatever it is. They will just have their own way of what they want to watch when they get home. So if you take your time and you're just flipping through things and you just subscribe and you watch me, I appreciate that. I think that's amazing. I think that I could actually really enjoy doing that, and it has no impact on financial stuff. It has no impact on that. It's me wanting to do better entertainment and better comedy and better stuff, not just for everybody else, but for me in general, because that's what I started doing. I started doing the videos because that's something I truly entertained doing. I enjoyed because it was like my own personal hobby. It's what I decided to do. It's what I decided makes me happy. It's what I wanted the content to be for that. Ooh. See, I'm not paying attention enough to not get myself killed these days. But hopefully everyone understands what I'm talking about when I say this. Because there's so much stuff that a lot of people just don't get. Like, it's not about money. It's not about losing the time. Because some people have time, some people don't have time. Like other bigger YouTubers who have, like, they've been doing this for 10 years. They've been doing this for 20 years, and they simply don't have time to do this for 14 hours a day, 15 hours a day. But for me, it's my own personal interest of what do I do all day when I come home. I turn on YouTube and I see what everyone else has done. I see what my friends have done. I support them in the way of what they're doing. I go play in a group, a party, and I start playing. Like, in the end, I enjoy video games. What I play, 10 10th of what I surround myself with is video games. I play different video. I have over 300 video games, and I try to buy new games, but I started thinking, like, what would I want to put out on YouTube? What would I want to enjoy? I don't have a big enough audience for people to sit there and say, oh, well, I want you to see you play this. We've been begging to see you do this. Like, no, I don't think you're at that point where there's enough people to sit there and claim that. But even if, but at the same time, if I already have a game like Little Guardian, and people be like, dude, I loved watching you play that. That could be more enough reason for me to play it. But sometimes you sit there and you think, like, these are just thoughts that are in my head, so you can sit there and put out a video, and you can wonder, why should I put this video out? And that's when you probably make the mistake that you need to understand that you're not putting out the video anymore for just what you want. You're putting it out for what other people want. And that in itself can be great. I feel like I'm getting a little off topic here from what I'm trying to say. That can be great, but it also can lead to, if you're not careful on YouTube, you can end up forgetting how quickly this is supposed to be a job. And not that it's supposed to be a job. I'm really getting off track here. That it's supposed to be a hobby for you, and it can turn into it. It can turn into financial, start adding all that money, and start adding all those unnecessary things. But the original point of games that for developers was for people to enjoy their games. But they also need money, so it can also... The border between money and games can cross so easily, and we're seeing such a serious level of nowadays of not developers in general, but like advertisers and like companies that just want you to put out the content to get the games out, just because they don't want to see, like, oh, I hope everyone's enjoying the game. I hope everyone's having fun with this game that we made. I hope the fans are loving this. Like, this game in itself is a love letter to the fans. It's supposed to be what everyone wanted and leads up to, and it does from what I understand, but I've never even seen it. But the new content from what I see is truly like watching a movie sometimes, but you're playing it. You are in that movie. Games in itself is the movie that you want to see with the content and everything that you feel is right for you, but you are the main character in a way. You are going, but it's still telling a story, but you get to interact with that story on such a high level that it's what VR is trying to be more of. It's what you're really, it's just another form of storytelling, another form of what you want it to be for, but it's a different thing entirely for what someone else wants it to be. For example, a developer, when they make their game, they think of it as their child. So if someone criticizes that, they feel like you're literally attacking their child. There's the thing that they've worked their butt off, and it becomes even worse when you have people who are like, I understand this is what you made, but we're gonna turn this into what we made because we are the ones who are putting the money out. We're the ones putting the money out to do all this stuff. We're the ones who are getting your video noticed. And it can become the point where it screws up like what the original aspect of the game is supposed to be and what it was meant to do. I don't want it to turn into something where people start thinking of video games as a bad thing because people are toxicity when it comes to financial stuff and money. There are some people who don't play any games at all, and they think that because they don't play it, because they don't have a love for it, because they don't have an interest in it, that's enough reason to shit on it, because it does not influence them at all. It does not make them money. It does not in any way affect them, but it does affect, not just the people that you're talking about, but the people who are playing that game in itself. But everyone else who would play that game. I guess the point of what I'm trying to get, because I'm not trying to get off topic and get political or get financial or get any of this stuff, is that I'm going to continue to do content as I see fit. And if I meet more people as I play games and I get great comments and I get some more subscribers, if it ever did come to that point, I think I'm going to do right by me to not allow it to affect me on that way. And I think other people would be the judges of where their stuff, like Tara, she would have to be the one who say, dude, you're not doing this for what makes you happy anymore. You're doing it because it's becoming a job to you and you're feeling stressed because if you're not getting, it can't just start becoming a number for me. And it's weird to hear me say that because, like, when you sit there and you play a game and you get a D rank on it, and I just got an S rank, I'm like, cool, I got an S rank, I'm really happy about that. Is that similar to, it's not the same thing as when you get a video that has 10 views to 100,000 views, because for them, that became money now. We're like, oh, where do you judge whether the video is good or bad? Do you judge it on 10 people liking it, or do you judge it on 800,000 people liking it? Like, if I don't get 81,000 views on this channel, it's not a good video. I'm not going to enjoy it. No, I just don't agree with that. I don't think that is. I think in a way, there needs to be something done about that. But I don't think me not doing it, because at right this point I do it for a hobby, and I realize that it's now at the worst time and place for it to be just a hobby, because they want it to be financially. They want it to be something that makes money. Why would you spend 4 or 5 hours for something that takes so much time of your day on just a hobby? And I think that relates to a very simple time of, are you too busy to have fun? I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I think that everybody in general needs to realize that work has come to a point where you feel like if you do not work hard enough, if you do not do enough, you're not going to have money for this, you're not going to have money for that, your bills are going to be taken over, your other people, you can't go out and eat, you can't go out and enjoy things. That's why I think that some people don't realize that when they work for a certain amount of time and they're happy with what they have, that in itself can be a good thing. But for a gamer who plays, like, you can't ever allow it with YouTube, and I don't mean to bash YouTube out of this. I'm really not trying to bash YouTube in this regard, because I know there are other people at YouTube who probably didn't agree with how it was going, or probably don't even realize that what's going on. But Hunter, chill, easy, Hunter. My cat is now here and he's spending time with me. He has already decided he's gonna sit down and watch. So yeah, what was the point I was trying to make here? God, I'm so sorry if I'm drawing this all out, but if you all are taking the time to listen to me ramble and just say what I'm saying while I'm playing the game and testing out the quality of this video, thanks so much. I appreciate it. I always do. But in general, from what I'm trying to say is that you have to be responsible for your own personal happiness. No one's gonna make. I guess I've heard a saying that, like, no one's gonna make you happy but you. But I think it's more along as no one's gonna let you be happy but you. You have to decide if you can let yourself be happy. Are you, like, is it enough? Is it good enough for you, or are you gonna sit there and hold yourself to a standard that you don't need to hold yourself to a standard? What is a successful YouTuber? Is 10 million views, 10 million subscribers a successful YouTuber? When is it good enough to be considered a successful YouTuber? When you make one person happy? When you upload one video and one person said, dude, I really liked what you said there, that was really cool. Or, dude, you were just so funny to watch that, you was going crazy and laughing like a nutcase. Is that enough where you consider it a good view or a good video? Or are other people going to say, you didn't like that video? Like, it's all personal preference and opinion. When do you get to say call yourself a YouTuber? When you upload your first video to YouTube, is that when you say, I'm a YouTuber? When you get enough subscribers, 100 subscribers, and they send you an email saying, congratulations, you passed the 100 subscriber milestone, then you, like, it starts for, I can see how easy it is for other people to say it just becomes a number. But you also have to be careful because you lose track of all that. And I've also heard of a few successful YouTubers who have, like, they've heard of people having to turn off their comments and do all this. And I get that. But in general, you have to do things your own sort of way. And that would be my doorbell. Give me one moment. Sorry about that, guys. I just had to let people in. So yeah. Oh. Alright, come on, come on, come on. Got you, got you. Nope, you ain't going anywhere. There we go. Alright, so I definitely got off track there while I was trying to explain just certain things that I feel more or less. The original point of this video was to test out the quality of the video. Make sure that it was recording okay. Make sure that it comes out in good visuals and good audio, and just because you want the video in general, but that in itself can be a good test for you to get better at a craft that you or others may consider a craft and may not consider a craft. But for me, it's a hobby that I want to be good at. It's a hobby that I like doing. It's because it involves gaming, but I don't think that video should be judged based, but it's also, the video is judged based on the platform's rating system of how it goes. But in truth, it can also be judged by the people who watch it and the people who tell you how good it is and how bad it may be, or is there really anything in such a thing as a bad video in general? Like, it's just hard to figure out, like, what would be considered a good video, what would be considered, and when you start thinking, like, what gets you more views, what gets you more, I think that's when you realize you're screwing up a little bit. Shouldn't be worrying about, like, if you, people who do this as a job, I can understand where that aspect and that thought comes from, but I never really thought, what's gonna get me more views? I more or less want to think, like, was that an entertaining video? Was that fun to watch? Did anybody say, hey dude, I really liked that video, that was interesting, or that was just an enjoyable video? I don't need, for my own personal satisfaction and my own personal rating system, if even a couple people tell me, because I'm never going to get that, but I also feel like I'm going to get what I want. If it happens once in a month, blue moon, or once a month where someone says, that was a great game, or that was an awesome video, you're also enjoying the game with me, which is great in general. I'm concentrating on this a little bit. I've actually forgotten how to play this a little. There we go. There we go, okay. Grab this real quick. Hit the car. There we go. Unnecessary explosions at their finest, I think. There we go, cool. Yeah, so, I feel like I'm getting off topic like a million times, and I feel like no matter what, there's so many different variations that a simple conversation that started off with me just making a video to test out the quality of the video, to make sure it uploads a good aspect, to make sure it's not breaking down and it still looks the best and still looks good. Like, in itself, this game is amazing and the quality is so amazing, but the upload quality can be problematic sometimes, whether you have a good enough internet connection, whether you have a good enough, the platform can upload in this quality of a 4K quality, yet sometimes the video itself cannot come out and starring the DMC crew. Oh, okay, cool. So, in general, this started off as just a video to play a game real quick and see how the quality of the video goes. But it turned into a rant of simply, while testing the video, I wanted to do commentary about saying it. And I thought, hey, why don't I just sit there and talk and have fun with it while I'm doing it? But now it's turning into a rant of where I'm talking about YouTube, where I'm talking about, like, the quality of the videos of what I've been putting out lately and what I want to see and what I want to do. So I guess I'll just call it like a C5, let's talk, something in middle ground or something. It's my video, it's what I wanted to put out. Hopefully a lot of people, or the people who have subscribed who did watch it, comment, tell me their opinions on the matter, what they think. And there's so many different methods that you can do today, from mixing around between Twitch and moving over to YouTube and doing this and doing that and how you're doing things. It's really easy to, for the first time, come to my channel, watch a video, and simply say, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, or this guy doesn't understand, or I'm not talking about in general, I'm talking about from my point of view, from my perspective, what is gaming, what is entertainment, what do I find fun to watch, what am I considering doing with a channel that may or may not be good or bad for myself. And I've decided, very simple thing, do I enjoy gaming? Yes. Gaming is 9/10 of my life. I do everything I can to spend more time in gaming. I go to anime and gaming conventions that just been more general. Anime and gaming itself can be a mixture, because a lot of people are like, dude, what does it do? You can start thinking of most games as animes in general, for me anyway. For me in general, like, because there's books, there's manga, like, if people like manga, people like books, people like this stuff, people like that stuff. It all just what you personally like, and it feels like it's going to roll closer into the same thing, so it just ends like it's not going up anywhere. Like, what is the point of this conversation? What is the point of this video? The point of the video was to try out the quality of the video. The point of the video was to enjoy the game. The point of the video was to get comments, get views. But in the end, that's all selective. That's all, like, decide what you want to do and what you're doing with it, and where you can be creative where you can express yourself. For other people, like, they're putting out their content because they want to be creative. Other people are sitting there saying, oh, I should put out video because they will get views and they'll get more money and get more stuff. Other people are like, I just want to test my craft and see how good the video turns out and see how, like, I feel like people have not realized what they're really doing, and because they upload as they see fit, they don't realize some of their videos could have an impact on someone's life. And that is great if it's a positive one. If it's a negative one, it's really sad if that's something, but that's why YouTube has tried to upload so many different rules and aspects and algorithms and everything else they could try to do, where, like, negative videos won't reach you, positive videos will reach you, or they want the good stuff to reach you, or they want the bad stuff to reach you. It's so much stuff, and they have so many people trying to balance it out. Like, when does it end? Do you end YouTube over that? No, you don't end YouTube over that. You just move on. But moving on from one thing to another in itself cannot always be a good thing, because it can always sometimes just means you've given up, and you don't want to give up on something in general. I'm spending time talking, telling you guys just what's on my mind, thoughts, rambling. Some of this stuff doesn't need to make sense. It's just a point I'm trying to put across for myself. I'm also trying to get it clear in my head as well. Why do I do this? What is the main purpose of doing this? What type of videos do I want to put out? What type of uploads do I consider successful? What do I want to do with my channel that I created, that I put work into, that other people may have an impact on someday because they like the content, or they want to see more of the content from me in general? I have to make those decisions that come along when they happen. But for right now, I can say that I'm in a better part of my life now, where I'm enjoying it in general, and what I want to do on YouTube, while it is still a platform that you are okay enough where you can upload content that you like, that you enjoy, that other people may find interesting, that I will judge based on. I don't need it to be a viewership detail. I don't need it to be a financial success. I just need it to be where this is my personal, me putting out what I like in my own way. You know? Does that make sense to everybody? I mean, I guess that doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm probably not making much sense in general. But the point I'm trying to make is that it has to be content that I itself enjoy. And there's no point in uploading content, and believe me, I am critical about some of the videos I put up. There are some videos that are like 45 minutes, because I don't have a capture card. I don't have a PC other than a laptop that can barely upload certain things. What I have is a PS4 Pro that has PS4 share that allows me to upload my gaming content, and I'm trying to make most out of what I have. Maybe one day if things, like, if I had enough money for my own personal hobbies, then I could go ahead and put more money into buying a capture card, buying microphones, buying things like that. If I cared about things like, oh, I should keep my identity secret, and I wouldn't connect Facebook, I wouldn't connect Twitter and everything, I wouldn't upload, like, me going out with friends and everything, and doing stuff that I find in general happy that I would like to share with other people. And maybe it may come down to that point one day, but for people who, like, I can never truly know of people who are watching the videos from day one, who, when they subscribe, they like, oh, dude, I've watched like 8 of your videos, I understand where you're coming through, you're not always your best on some days you get a headache and you just, like, the video you tried to put out just came out not as good as you want it to be. That's what I enjoy, and it's not like I'm trying to make friends or anything, but...
I'm getting really sick of this stupid trap.
It's hard to say. Like, am I trying to build up an audience? I'm not sure. I would like an audience. I guess that would be nice to have an audience of people who would go down to that path to say, how was your day? How was your videos? Like, are we going to do a good stream tonight? I think that's what I like the most, is that, like, my own personal hobby will be when I upload my content, is it good, but is it good for those that really enjoy it? Is it good for those who have never seen it? Is it good for those in general, for YouTube, who may be critical of it? Is it okay to be me on my channel? Or do I need to be something I'm not? Because in general, maybe I'm not a perfect entertainer, maybe I'm not found funny in general. But I don't think that matters too much to me, other than playing games at my own point and doing it my way. And I think when people start allowing, like, views and is it just a number, and start worrying about, is their video a good video if no people watch it, or if a lot of people watch it, or if just 1 or 2 people watch it. If 1 or 2 people, in my opinion, say they like my video, I think that's more than enough for me to be happy all day. And maybe I'm just considered happy easily by that. But I also think that in itself, I like sharing video games. I like showing off those video games that I play. I like sharing experiences that I myself do. And I feel like sometimes when I'm recording with other people, or I can't be that natural self of showing that content and showing those videos that I really want. And I think that in itself can be poisonous for certain people, because you don't want to get people the wrong idea and think that. You just want to make it clear that that's what you want to do and that's how it's going to be. So for me to continue, I think I'm just going to continue doing Let's Plays as I want, as part 1 through 7, and not care about other people's feelings on the matter, because I don't think it's it's a fan-based thing on that. I think it's a, what do you have to do to keep yourself happy, and what is the best way to continue to support your gaming. And that sounds a little weird, that can even sound a bit cruel to certain people if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you do know what I'm talking about. And that does not mean, like, things are going to change on the channel. It just means that the best way for me to play games and record them and entertain them wise is to do it my way. So I'm going to try in general to be more upload at a more certain times, where it's not like a schedule, but it's like the content that I want uploaded will be content that I'm okay with, and people will like it or they won't like it, because it's hard to put aside who likes it and who doesn't like it from people who are just joining the channel for the first time, and they don't know about previous videos, they don't know about what you've been through to be there in general. Well, yeah, I'm going to try not to ramble too much, guys, and just play the game and enjoy it. Hopefully, those are just random thoughts everyone gets. Don't take anything serious if you are someone who watches this videos. The channel is not changing, just trying to clarify what I want from the channel, and maybe make other people try to understand what I want from the channel. And the best way to do that, while adhering to YouTube's policies and how they want it done, and how to keep negativity, it's kind of like trying to keep guns off the street. I can understand that point of view, but I can also understand that YouTube will not be the best for certain things. So that's why I suppose you could go to Twitch or go to another platform that's best for that. But it's a little difficult, because if you don't have a following, then you say, hey, meet me over at Twitch. There's no guarantee that, say, if you had 500,000 subscribers, that you may only get 100,000 of them follow you, because the other ones are dead channels, or they're just, and I'm not sure if it's based off YouTube could do better, or they could be better, or if, for them, I believe they think they're growing, and they're constantly growing. But I think things are just going to be good for a while, and then you'll move on to something better. I don't think there's anything wrong with just having more than one person you watch, but not interested in any of this, thank you. But yeah, I'm actually running out of time here just to put this video out, so hopefully people get what I'm saying. This is just a rant of saying things that were like on my brain and wanted it to come out and see what was said about what I thought about it, what I've done with it, what needed to be done with it. I don't know how I'm gonna do things. It's nothing. Again, nothing's changing. It's still Conan Exiles, Metro, Devil May Cry, and other new games that I'm gonna be putting out and find interesting, and trying to increase my own craft, I guess, of entertainment of my style of just talking during games, and making sure that I can continue to, in itself, you could think of it as a challenge to sit there and talk while you're playing a video game, and you keep talking and keep trying to be entertaining, and trying not just to ramble, but to be entertained in general and know what you're saying, while still being a good gamer, while still showing off how good you are at a game, or how much fun you can have at a game. In itself, I'm a little jealous, and I try to do it more where I can just sit there and lose myself to that version of me and that other personality of me, where I start to play a game and I start to just go like how much I'm enjoying it, where I start laughing like crazy, and I start just like, oh my god, I'm destroying this character and I'm having so much fun, and I'm just using this guy's abilities to the best of it.
You? I don't know. I mean, you're a big guy and all, but you seem more like a knuckle-scrapping fart in the wind than anything else. No offense.
I love the voice actors for Devil May Cry 5. So far, they've all been so good. I think I would like to do more voice acting, like, hello guys, how are we doing? I think I will put more videos out, actually. It will be just me, hopefully, with that. But I think that's the important part, is like, I think I am going to do content where, like, I will change my voice, and I'll do a little voice acting. And the things that as I get older, and as the channel gets older, what it will lean toward as my interest leans towards, but also not without like being in regard of the opinion of others and how everything is changed. So I think the important part of the game is not to let how to be able to do you while still adhering to the guidelines and rules that other people have for their platform and their stuff, which is understandable, but it's still something that I can be me without worrying about people going crazy about views and people going crazy about unnecessary stuff and saying like, if it's not making you money, you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't waste your time. If you're too busy to have fun and do stuff or your own personal hobbies that keep you interested, then you're not playing the game. You're not being your gamer self anymore. You're just doing things. Am I going to quit video games? Like, if I can be paid for video games, that's great. But am I going to stop playing video games because it doesn't make me money? No. But I'm not going to let it poison it either, where like the thing that I enjoy the most and the thing that I enjoy watching the most and the thing that I enjoy doing the most is now being poisoned and destroyed, and toxicity between having to do with certain people and having to play in a certain way and having to not make myself happy because I'm not doing what makes me happy anymore. I'm allowing it to be corrupted by things that shouldn't matter, for things that are supposed to be played by making yourself happy. But I can understand how when they don't expect it to happen and it does blow up on them and they find out that, wow, they're entertained and wow, maybe there's any people are going to change no matter what. I just don't see myself ever going down that road where I would change in that way, because in the end, I'm always going to need things that make me happy. And in the end, it started by loving video games and playing video games and enjoying video games and saying what I want and saying what type of content do I want to put out. In fact, I don't even think I did more than just playing games until I started YouTube, where I wanted to put out maybe different content. Maybe I would like to someday record just me and Tara cooking and making a weird thing that we've never tried cooking before and seeing how good it comes out. I don't know how that would change in the future guidelines, but it would be interesting to see in general. But I guess we'll just have to watch how it goes. I hope everyone just stays watching and enjoys that content as it comes out. And I hope people will continue to enjoy games in general, because I think that was one of the things I like doing the most, is spreading games and showing how cool certain games are and how you should be a gamer and how I want people to play this game and see this game and see it for more than what it is. I can understand how when I see like my mother or older people, they play games and like they just like, oh, is that your character? Is that like that character? Like how their mind works and how they wrap themselves around the plot and how what they think of an opinion and what maybe their thought is different from anyone else's thought on the matter. By the way, this is also where we left off our first impression video. By the way, this is not a part 1 to the video.
That made my love so high. And me.
This guy kind of reminds me of Genesis from Final Fantasy VII, where he's just reading Loveless. Oh, that's cool. By the way, on Conan Exiled, if anyone actually saw, we got a Greater Panther. I wish it looked that cool, but it doesn't. It just looks like a more, like a grayish panther. I actually thought about, if we get another one, I'm just going to put the regular DLC skin on it. Because I've been wanting a Greater Panther from the beginning, but now it's not even black. It's like charcoaly white. Like a chalkboard.
Thought I was gonna have to pick you out of his, tummy teeth.
Pardon my delay. I was catching up on some reading.
Yeah, looks like a real page-turner. So, you think Dante's still in there?
If Urizen defeated him, then I expect he's not much more than Glyphod pollen by now.
What?
Glyphod. It's a tree that grows in the underworld. It thrives on human blood, and those whose blood it sucks, well, let's just say they don't turn out too well.
Well, in any case, we need to find out. If Dante's alive, we'll save him. If not, we don't.
Wait. First, we need to exterminate some Glyphod roots.
V, what the hell are you?
I know I'm late. Shut it! Roads were all clogged. Hey, you must be V, huh? Hey, you gonna get that? Ding, 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 right by your feet. Woo-wee! I'm gonna make something amazing out of this.
Did you just sniff that? Do you have any idea where that's been?
Up your butt?
Focus on the mission.
Interesting. Well, good to see that hasn't changed. Yeah, it's been a while since we played that game. And an A, nice. Alright guys, I think we're going to end it here. This was just a video to test the quality of the videos. Hopefully when they upload and we see, I'll try to rewatch it and also listen to me ramble like a fool. But I'm excited to see the quality, hopefully better. If it's not better, I'm going to try some different things. I feel like the channel's kind of been put on hold while we play Conan Exiles and just trying to get better quality. Hopefully the content has not been that crappy where we are just sitting there not talking or grinding, because a lot of those games are such long grinds. And I sit there and think maybe I should put like the long 5-hour things on Twitch. And maybe that would be best, but I would like the ability to
Behold, my
live
genius.
stream the content on Twitch or live stream on YouTube and upload it to Twitch. It's weird. Maybe I just need to invest in some money on a recording way to make things a little better. Maybe PS4 Pro can no longer put out recordings, considering that no platforms actually do put out 4K recordings or any of that device stuff. But hopefully I'll get to learn a little bit more as I continue to, I'm going to keep saying this, hone my craft, as I try to be a more interesting entertainer while still playing games and enjoying the content that I put out, and having it being up to the standards that I want it to be, but also accepting what it is and just putting out another video and not making anything at all would just be, I think, the biggest failure that I could do is just not put out any content at all. Whether it's good or bad, whether people watch it or don't watch it, or whether I'm happy with it or not, or just simply seeing a number of, oh, well, some people have put out 50 videos and they've already got 200,000 subscribers, and I've got like 200 and something videos, and I've got maybe 131, which I just got. And I hope one day to reach more. Cigarettes.
And if I don't see you along the way, I'll see you at the bottom of the Clyphot.
Sure. What are you gonna do?
I gotta shake the cobwebs out. I'll let you know. Hey, you got any more questions? Better ask it now. I can't read minds.
Yeah.
Ooh, well, yeah.
Well, anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope y'all got something out of listening to me ramble like an idiot for the last hour. But everyone's back. We're gonna hopefully put out maybe another recording of Conan Exiles later today. I believe we're gonna do something a little entertaining today. I'm gonna try to put the videos where they're not just grinds out. But I also don't really like. I try to get into the habit of whenever I play a game now, I just hit the record button and put it out. I feel like that in itself can end up putting out videos that don't showcase the best on the channel. And it's not as simple with a PS4 Pro and sharing that I could just go through all my old downloads or old videos and just not make a video where like these are the best parts of this video, or I can edit this out or cut it out. It's not as simple as that, but I do just enjoy putting it out, and it does make me happy. So I am going to continue to do my own personal hobby while still enjoying it with other people like Tara and Hobo and other friends that I bring onto the channel like Demon and other people that will be coming out eventually, and other friends and things that I want to record, because that was the premise of originally putting out videos of when me, my best friend Chris, and others, we play games together, and we just sit there and play a very stupid game that's probably not even that entertaining, but we sit there and as we talk, it's so fun and so entertaining, we're all laughing, that other people can watch that and enjoy that. And I hope to do more of that, and I hope to just continue having fun playing games and spreading that positivity, I guess, of playing games and doing it in my own craft while still being a better entertainer and maybe a better person in general as I play games. So hopefully, guys, thanks very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.